A new passenger rail service is open for business in Florida, but what makes this one different is that it's the nation's first privately funded passenger train. Morgan Brennan takes us on a trip.
It's taken 7 years, but Brightline's fleet of colorful trains are finally barreling full steam ahead, carrying passengers along Florida's East Coast starting this weekend.
So far, in this first phase of our business, which is between downtown Miami and downtown West Palm Beach, we've invested about $1.8 billion in total in the trains and stations and infrastructure upgrades and everything that was necessary in order for us to launch this new private business.
Brightline is the first and only privately funded passenger railroad in the U.S., owned by Florida East Coast Industries, which in turn is owned by private equity firm Fortress Investment Group. While it's not technically a high-speed service, Fortress's billionaire co-chairman, Wes Edens, says it will eventually be profitable.
The rail lines that are behind me are rail lines that were put in place here when Henry Flagler built the railway originally. You can go at grade a maximum of 135 miles an hour. If you want to really go high speed, true high speed, over 200 miles an hour, you basically have to build a bridge for 250 miles that you then put a train on. That sounds hard and it sounds expensive, and it's both of those things. It'll take us about 3 hours to go from Miami to Orlando. A high-speed train might be 2 hours and 20 minutes, 2 hours and 30 minutes, so a huge difference in cost, a huge difference in time to build, and not that much of a reduction in service.
Fortress also owns 1.5 million square feet of mixed-use real estate along the line. And Eden says he's already identified another 8 to 10 corridors across the country where a project like this could make sense. The first leg of Brightline service will run between West Palm Beach and Fort Lauderdale, with service to Miami coming online this spring. And government officials are betting it will boost intercity travel for tourism, but also for business.
This is a long-term project that is going to be immensely successful and really create a lot more economic prosperity for South Florida.
Tickets will be $10 to $15, or the equivalent of toll costs to drive the same distance. Brightline hopes it will drum up demand. Eventually, that will shift to a dynamic pricing model. But work isn't done yet. Fortress expects to spend another $2 billion to extend service to Orlando, work expected to be complete in 2 years. And while it's too soon to know just how all of this will turn out, the project comes online at a key moment, just as lawmakers once again turn to infrastructure, hoping to enlist the private sector to rebuild America. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Morgan Brennan.